back. In today's video, colons and dashes on the digital essay. These two punctuation marks can look so similar, but they have very different rules. One of the biggest problems students face is knowing when to use a colon to introduce something or when a dash makes sense to add emphasis or set off extra information. Get this wrong and you can lose easy points on the test. But don't stress, by the end of this video, you'll have a simple strategy to understand the key differences between colons and dashes and exactly how to use them to your advantage. So let's jump in. Now, what we're going to understand in this video is how can we use colons and how can we use dashes, their uses basically. When it comes to colons, what can we expect? A colon will introduce a list, A, comma, B, comma, and C, and there can be more than 3. But it will introduce a list. What else can it do? It can also give a further explanation of something that's mentioned before the colon. So something has been given before the colon and its further explanation can be found after the colon. The most important thing when it comes to colons that you need to remember is that before a colon, I need a complete sentence. Compulsory, guys. We need a complete sentence before the colon, and what I have after the colon can be incomplete, complete, doesn't matter. But what I need before the colon is a complete sentence. All right. Now let's look at an example. The national park contains colon. Now stop right there. Is this a complete sentence? Not at all, right? What does it contain? It's such an incomplete kind of a sentence, such an incomplete thought, which means the colon has not been correctly placed. I don't require a colon here. How can I correct this sentence? By creating a complete sentence. The national park contains 3 iconic landmarks, a colon, and then we have a series. Right? This is how we can use a colon when it comes to a list. Now, when it comes to an explanation, let's read the sentence. Golden retrievers are a popular choice for family pets because, and they have ended this, like they've used a colon right here, which is incorrect again because I do not have a complete sentence before it. I do require a complete sentence before the colon. Now, let's look at the correct sentence. Golden retrievers are a popular choice for family pets for one simple reason, a colon. I do have a complete sentence. And what is it talking about? It's talking about why golden retrievers are a popular choice for family pets. What is that one reason? That one reason is been given to you after the colon. This is the explanation. They are friendly, loyal, and patient. This can also be called as a series over here, but then it can also be called as an explanation to what's given to us before the colon. That is that one reason why they are a popular choice for family pets. Now, when it comes to a colon usage, it's quite flexible in terms of, let's look at this. Golden retrievers are a popular choice for family pets. Colon, they are friendly, loyal, and patient. So there is an explanation of the previous bit, so a colon makes sense. But remember, I do have 2 complete sentences before and after the colon. They are friendly, loyal, and patient is also a complete sentence, which means I can also use a semicolon. I can also use a period in this place. The third is the dash. I can also use a dash. Before the dash, I require a complete sentence. The same rule as a colon. Before a colon, I require a complete sentence. Before the dash, I require a complete sentence. Now, let's go ahead and understand the use of dashes. Like, how can we use dashes in a sentence? This is something that we've already seen in the non-essential and essential clauses video. That is, when there is a piece of information given in a sentence which is non-essential, you can find that information in between 2 commas, 2 dashes, or even 2 brackets. This is the first rule. And the second role of dashes, or the use of dashes, is similar, exactly the same as colons. The only difference between the use of colons and dashes is the part where dashes can be used to talk about something non-essential. Colons are not used for this purpose. This is the only difference between the use of colons and dashes. Rest of it, the explanation, the usage is completely the same. Let's look at this. Now, when it comes to non-essential information, 2 dashes work as 2 commas. Exactly the same. 2 dashes enclose a non-essential phrase. 2 dashes are always required, just as 2 commas would be. Now, the thing is, the common option elimination reason can be that they have used 1 dash as a non-essential and a comma. Read the sentence. New York dash, which is a very lively city, comma, sees millions of tourists every year. Now, if you remove this, you basically have New York sees millions of tourists every year. That's a complete sentence. It's conveying a complete meaning, complete thought as well, which means this bit is non-essential. But the problem here is that we have used one dash and a comma. We will either go for two dashes or two commas or two brackets. We'll never mix them up. So if the non-essential bit is using one dash, then the other punctuation should also be a dash. It cannot be a comma. This is something that we need to remember. The second usage that I've already told you, the dash is equal to colon. The usage is exactly the same. It's used for list. It's also used for explanation. Let's look at an example. The Pacific Northwest rainforest is home to various types of trees. We have a complete sentence before the dash, which is absolutely correct. And what do I have after a dash? It's a list. There are three items after the dash, which is basically creating a list. It's a list, and the usage is completely correct. Let's look at another example. The African grey parrot is not a suitable pet for everyone. We have a complete sentence, then we have a dash. It requires a high level of interaction and mental stimulation. Now, why is it not a suitable pet for everyone? The reasoning is given to me after the dash. So there's an explanation of what has been given to us before the dash that is given after the dash, right? So it's giving me an explanation, which is again the correct usage of a dash, similar to a colon. Right? So remember these rules by heart. It's not very difficult to remember how colons and dashes work in a sentence. These are the questions where we can definitely make sure that we get the correct answer and gain scores. Thank you so much.